One of the main reasons you're being asked to go back into the office is because middle-aged men don't get on with their wives. Quite a lot of research around who wanted to return to the office, and it was disproportionately senior, predominantly male partners. And we scratched our heads around this, and the most likely explanation seems to be that they're just not receiving the same deference as they're used to.
A lot of the reasons people don't want to go into work are based on class. I don't disagree with his gender points at all, but as the researcher behind the unwritten rules of work, one of the unwritten rules that people from working class backgrounds, as they move up into higher social classes and therefore those work environments, they are surprised how much schmoozing and ass kissing is not only expected, but is rewarded more than the actual work. That on top of all the games of having to handle people with kid gloves because you have to speak indirectly, you can't be too aggressive, but you have to be assertive, you have to advocate for yourself. The interpretation of self-absorption of how much you have to self-promote, which is not normal for people from more communal backgrounds where they have to share resources. All of that just feels icky and gross. Now, I'm a psychologist. I think it's healthy for people to be around other people, but something about the American environment is that we don't have many third spaces anymore for people to hang out outside of work. We do have a loneliness problem. We do have a soft skills problem. We have a problem of people spending more time online than with each other in person, but all of that does not have to happen at work. But when it does, because I have made most of my friends at work, I'll be honest, as an adult, I have. And I'll be honest with you, all those benefits of being around people, though, that goes out the door if you are in a bullying environment. And we have a workplace bullying problem here. We are one of the few first world countries, some would argue we aren't, we're second world, that does not have any protection for workplace bullying. And it is not my opinion, it is a statistical fact that most organizational leaders do nothing when they know there's a workplace bully present, and even most of them are the bully. What we incentivize and portray as good leadership, even when it's not effective, is a bullying narcissist. And yes, we can blame the systems that reward those toxic behaviors, but we also have to reflect on ourselves and what we see and worship and venerate as good and give our time and attention towards, because we all have to do what is within our control. But yes, there are other class reasons of why people don't want to go into work, such as the cost of childcare, the cost of commuting. That this is a massive country where a lot of people commute a couple hours at least every day in a car that is expensive to maintain and also a higher danger than what I get to do here in DC, which is get on a train. And I'm in one of like 3 places in the country that you can do that. And that's part of what keeps me here, even though I'm not working in the federal government. The pandemic showed us that these places can still make money and work can still get done with these unwritten rules being less present. They're still there, but you could shut the Zoom call. You could end it and have a little moment to yourself and just actually get your work done. I think it's also that with technology, the way it is, with how invasive it is, everything's recorded. So it's much easier to document problems because of the recording, the transcriptions, the notes, all of that. I think before the pandemic, white collar workers were just like, whatever, this is the way it is. But post-pandemic, people are pissed. And I don't think making people go back into the office with the increased fear-mongering bully leadership going over, well, we'll just replace you with AI, even though it's not really going well. And, oh, you can't tell us about anything that makes you uncomfortable because we're going to call you quote-unquote woke and quote-unquote DEI and it's my way or the highway. Yeah, I think that's going to go really well.